Hello viewers, Super GT here. Welcome to some Spec League racing. So you're probably wondering what the hell is that? It's basically a league where everyone is in exactly the same car. So today's choice, or this week's choice, is the Subaru WRX. So away from the line we go. I'm currently 6th place, or now 5th place. Now this is going to be fairly aggressive. 21 of us. It's going to be like a herd of buffalo coming flying through this first corner at Rio Coast, the short configuration. Taxi driver gets punted in his rear end, and that's going to help me go straight up into the lead. Convenient contact for me, and I'm going to take the lead graciously as we pull away then into the streets here of Rio, and then into the fast chicane section. Understeer City, this car does not want to turn at all. And then Tarzan is going to come through into the lead. I'm going to take a very wide line once again. You can see just how much understeer this car has. Bit of contact on the exit with Hockmeister, but I'm going to just about keep second place here. Going to try to squeeze him narrow just about, and then yes, just about claim second place. So initially a very good start, up to first, back down to second. Can we perhaps reclaim that first place? Coming through the long left, Tarzan a little bit off through the mid corner there. You see here once again, both driving very wide. This car, you do have to be very early on the brakes and on your turning in, because it really does not like to go around corners at all. Now coming through again into the street section. The chicane coming up. Hopefully those tyres, the red tyres, have been moved out of the way. Yes, they have. And I've just given him a nudge from the rear end. And I'm just going to have to try and punt his front end back round to try and help him face the right way once again. So I'm going to let him keep that position there. So not good for him, or not good for both of us. We were first and second. We're now third and fourth. We both have a bit of work to do here if we want to get back to our original positions. So coming round the long left, over the line to begin lap number 3. You can see in my initial starting position for this long left hand of turn 1 a lot wider, so I'll get a better exit. Just have to get on the brakes though, and they just began to move to the left. Up the inside, is this one going to happen? The guy ahead, Hockmeister, very deep, and I'm going to go very deep as well, into the wall. Goliath, Adrian on the outside. I just about get the run, so just about keep third place. So Hockmeister, the ultimate loser through that corner, or through the hairpin, and Tarzan back up into second place. Trying to get one over here on Taxi Driver. So into the hairpin. It is a hairpin actually. It feels like a hairpin. It's almost 90 degrees though. So away from that corner we go. It's going to be pretty much the halfway mark in the race. Just going to try to reel these two guys back in, then have my say on deciding the outcome of this race. Hopefully I can finish a bit higher than third, but I have been in first place. It's never good when you've been leading a race if you're going to move back down and finish lower than that. So once again, holding a nice tighter line on the exit there of turn 1 compared to Tarzan. On the brakes nice and early. Taxi driver a little bit late. I can see a proximity arrow behind me flying off to the right. Tarzan is on the wrong place there basically. When you're on the left hand side through that right hander, you're just going to have to back out for fear of being pushed into the wall, and Taxi driver just maintaining his lead here. So the pressure is going to change from Tarzan to Super GT. So for a brief moment there it was me trying to get past, but now Tarzan's going to have a go once again. So topsy-turvy here, topsy-turvy stuff. We're changing positions every couple of corners here into the final corner. So the lap here at Rio begins and ends with a long left-hander, which requires a lot of patience through the corner and just the right time applying the throttle basically, and I think I've got it just about right there. Into turn 1 or turn 2, just going to have to bail out basically. I had to almost commit automotive suicide by going into the back of him, but in the end I had to sacrifice myself. This is the end of the race then, lap number 6. The situation is this: I'm down in third place. It's been like this for the last couple of laps. Taxi driver's driven very well. He's had pressure from myself or Tarzan for pretty much the entire race, apart from lap number 1. He's driven very well to try to keep in the lead, and Tarzan just makes the error there goes into the tyre wall. That chicane can be very disastrous. You push that a little bit too much, and I suppose that's what happens when the guy in the lead is doing such a good job of defending or just driving calmly. You kind of have to try and push to make something happen, and it did happen there. Unfortunately for Tarzan, he goes down to third. I'm up into second, so I suppose not a bad result given I started outside of the top 5. And here we go then, Suzuka, one of the shorter configurations, starting in third place. Going to pull away from the line nicely, pretty much everyone with a fairly equal start. The launch of this car is very good, the initial launch is very fast. So looking around the outside of the Frenchman through 130R, and we've got it done. Up into second place then. And this corner is notoriously bad for first corner pile-ups. Hopefully I can get away from it, just hit the apex very nicely. I did see an arrow go flying across there, looking back briefly to see the destruction and chaos behind us. But we can leave that behind and try and focus on getting into the lead. Taxi driver once again, he won the previous race at Rio. Is he going to make it 2 in a row? I'm going to have to try to do something about that not being the case. Hopefully I can get myself on the top step of the podium at Suzuka. Looking at the inside is the fast kink to the right, although I will be on the outside for the hairpin itself. Dipping 2 wheels onto the grass. Going to look for a cutback. It's not going to happen there though. We're going to run the chicane here, so I have to get back on the brakes very soon here. This can catch out a lot of people. We don't really realise what configuration we're doing. But in this case we are running the chicane, so pulling away nicely, and we are in a comfortable second. Looking at the map, it's always good to see that the field spread isn't too big. That kind of tells you there's not been too many massive pile-ups, which is always good to see. So now the rain begins to fall. That could make things very interesting. I suppose if you are the one behind, you do want something to happen, something different to happen. If the driver in the lead is driving very well, as taxi driver has been for this race so far and the previous race, a bit of wet weather could fall into my favour as something different, something to throw a curveball into the mix basically. Now through 130R, he's got a poor exit. I'm going to look up the inside. He's going to cover it off, so I'm going to have to move to the outside, and then he lags forwards, lags behind. Now he's coming for the overtake on me, and then I overtake him back. I honestly do not know what the hell happened there. That was one of the most confusing overtakes that I've ever done. I was trying to overtake him, and then all of a sudden he's trying to overtake me. So really strange stuff there, but now I find myself in first place as we've gone through Degner 1, now into Degner 2, hitting both apexes quite nicely. Away from there we go. Now this is lap number 3 into the chicane, so not long left into the race, and we're going to look briefly behind here because this guy, he's come out of nowhere. I just see him on the leaderboard on the left hand side, easily pick up 4th, easily pick up 3rd, and now here he is right on my tail. I'm not sure how the hell he's doing this. Through Spoon Corner, I'm going to have to go really defensive, take a really narrow line, and he's just going to go through the tiniest of gaps. To be fair, if you watch that again, he did keep 2 wheels just about within the white lines. So technically it was a legal overtake, despite the bit of contact and being mostly on the grass. But somehow he's going to come through there from miles back to win that race. And you can see here, he was like 2.5 seconds quicker per lap than everyone else, which was really unusual, which isn't very common for someone to be that quick. And it was so weird. It was almost like something weird was going on with his tune, because in the other races he wasn't that quick. Just about get away from the pole there at the start. 17th now. Started 18th for some reason, despite getting a good lap at Suzuka. So I saw a bit of angel dust there. I don't know. I just saw the space open up, and I thought, oh my god, I'm in heaven here. And then I just drove myself straight off the track, as there was someone just rejoining, and that kind of put me off. So going through Druids, 18th position. We've got a lot of work to do here. 7 laps though to do it. PBS JJ a little bit wide, force wide by Zipping Rabbit once again. So we're going to look up the inside into the fast left, and it's going to happen. He braked really early. I'm surprised about that. So I'm into 16th. So once again, plenty of work to do here. Brands Hatch Indy, quite a notoriously difficult configuration to get right. Now Zipping Rabbit is just going to kind of push me out of the way. I'm going to give him a little bit of nudge there, just to kind of show my disapproval at that kind of move. It's never nice really just to get barged out of the way. So into the first corner then, lap number 2. He's going to brake way too late, and I'm just going to kind of nudge him a bit, and I'm not really caring what happens to him. Up into 15th place, so I'm going to retake my position past him and try to get back on with my race. Taxi driver once again in front of us. We seem to find ourselves behind him quite a lot. Oh my god, chaos is ensuing right in front of us. A couple of guys luckily ghosted out. Tyres flying everywhere. The chaos is brimming here at Brands Hatch, but we find ourselves now in 13th place. I suppose in this kind of race you always just have to make the most of all of the chaos, or just get through it, embrace it, and just try to pick your way through the best you can. And I suppose in this kind of race as well, it's always going to be hard in a spec car to try to really make up a lot of positions. You kind of just have to get the positions you can, but don't really bite off too much more than you can chew. So I find myself now in 13th, looking up the inside of the taxi driver. He's braked nice and late, so he's going to keep that position, although he's going to take him very wide on the exit. So now on the inside, as we go up the hill towards Druids, up into 12th place. So I've dispatched 6 people so far. Let's see if we can dispatch another 11 and win the race. Probably not, but there are big groups here. That is the good thing about spec racing. You can see here, we're in elite class, and no one really, a bit of contact from behind there, but nothing too sinister. We're in elite here, and people are driving fairly close, nose to tail. There were a few collisions, but nothing too bad when you consider it. Compare it to hopper racing, where there's a collision or a pile-up within two meters of the start, and then everyone's dead instantly. It's really not quite as bad as that. I'm really actually quite impressed with the level of racing here. So we've got a big train of about 7 or 8 people here, maybe more. First and second have long gone. This battling here is only going to slow us all down, but it's good battling, and it's good fun to be part of it. So looking at the outside of the Brazilian, up into Druids for the 4th time. Someone very wide up ahead. I'm going to try to keep the power on around the outside to give myself a run down the left hand side here, but it's not quite going to happen. I really did have to go the long way round. And then on the exit of the left hand of turn 3. Looking up the inside, it's going to be pretty much 3 abreast now. Tarzan on the right hand side there, he's going to back out. I'm going to go for the move. It wasn't a really good move at all. Brazilian is going to stay ahead, and then I could have gone for a move maybe, but I just kind of back out. There was the space there to go for it, but I didn't really want to overtake him just like that. So he's going to keep the 10th position. So a couple of laps now maybe have to spend regaining our composure and trying to catch back on to the back of that group up ahead. You see, just one mistake like that, one error from me, just punting him a little bit wide, and it can put you off the back of the pack. And the Brazilian somehow there just forgets to brake, or forgets to brake on time, and he drives himself straight off the track into the gravel around Graham Hill Bend. It's a very common sight actually at Brands Hatch. A lot of people do end up going wide there. It's a very tricky corner to get right. Down the hill, fast left, go really wide there. Actually slows you down if you go that wide. Normally you can go 2 wheels wide on that corner and it doesn't slow you down, but I think that wide, that does slow you down. So the left, the right, into the final right, plenty of smoke up ahead. You see the train, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 8 people ahead of me here in this train of cars. This is absolutely mental, and there's a couple of people behind as well. So that guy is lagging out. Actually no, I didn't go up a position there, so I think that's just lag. Into turn number 1, lap number 6. This race is hotting up now, going through Paddock Hill Bend behind the Frenchman. Can we get past him early and then perhaps pick off a few others in this group? I'm going to get a really good exit here and then just pull out to the left hand side. The space is going to open up. I've thrown my way in. I'm just going to block him off on the exit. That was a really good move actually. Sometimes it's really hard to engineer some space for yourself, but I've just about done it there. That's a good move. Up into 8th place. A bit of contact up ahead. How can I make the most of this? Up the inside of Kiko. We've got the job done. Up into 7th. Right in the contact from behind. Not too bad though. I could see that one coming. And I could brace myself for it. So here we go then. Crossing the line to begin lap number 7. The final lap of the race. It's been a hectic race so far. But I've gone from 18th up into 7th. Can we make it 6th place even by the time we cross the line? We've got a big group here. There's a chance that 1 or 2 of them could get a little bit too aggressive and punt someone else off. It is entirely possible. coming down the hill, looking for a repeat move of lap 6. It's not quite going to happen though. He's going through the apex of turn number 3. That was well taken, but then again it was from the guys ahead as well. So you can see here the pace differential isn't too big in this division. Lots of people very quick indeed actually, and it wasn't easy at all to stay on the pace. Going through the final corner, Autumn Hyena not going to get the best of exits there, and get a slight run on him coming towards the line. Is it going to be enough? It nearly is, almost alongside, but we're going to finish 7th. And in the end, I really enjoyed that race. It was hard fought. There was bits of contact. There's a bit of contact everywhere on most laps, but most of it was very civilized contact, if that makes sense. Not quite BTCC levels of contact, but some bits of contact, and most of it well mannered. But that is the end of this one, guys. I do hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed being part of that race, or those races. Do tune in for more, of course, in the future, and do smash that like button if you enjoyed. If you're new to the channel, of course, then do smash that sub button. Plenty of new subs recently, always good to see. Thank you so much for everyone that has subscribed recently. I hope to see you in the next one. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.